Right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. It is July 1st, so it's our first call of the new month. It is also MM100's launch day, so that is super exciting, and I know that I definitely am really ready for July. I can't believe Summit is actually only a week away. That's insane to me, and I wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be doing a call sometime this week to go over just all the details for everyone that is going to Summit. So we have about 10 girls going, which is super exciting. So I'll post a time in the team page and we'll figure that out for later this week. But I'm just going to get right into it tonight. I'm really excited about our guest speaker. She is also from Rochester, New York, which is really freaking cool. But what I love about our guest speaker, I actually found her from listening to one of Ashley's calls. So Team Elevate, Ashley Feldison, we had her speak on our call a few months ago. Again, she's also from the Rochester area. Someone I just really, a light in this business that I just look up to and admire for how she has been so diligent in her own journey and how she's grown her coaching business and everything. So it was about a month ago that I saw this call with Michelle, and I've seen Michelle like from afar. I've seen her page, and but I didn't really know much about her. I had no idea that she was from this area. I didn't really know her story. And I had no idea that she was a part of Team Elevate. So when I saw this call and I listened to her story for the first time, I knew like I had to have her share with you guys. I just love the fact that she is so relatable. She really leads with her passion. She leads with her heart. She is no BS about, what she's been through. And I just love her personality. And most importantly, how she then translates that and how she approaches this business, the ups and downs, the hardships of this business. So I'm just really pumped for her to share. I'm going to stop blabbering. Oh my God, I didn't even share my screen. All right. Hold on. I made this graphic. You have to see. So Michelle, she is a 1-star diamond. She is a retired registered nurse as of April, I believe. She is a bulldog mom. I think she has 2, but maybe she has 2. And she is a Success Club All-Star, which for those of you who don't know, that means that she has hit Success Club consistently for at least 12 months, which is insane. So I think right out the gate, as soon as she started coaching, she started earning Success Club, which is amazing, changing at least 3 lives a month. So I'm going to stop my share, mute myself, shut it up, and let you take it away.
You're so cute, Amy. Can I swear on here? Yes, okay. Yeah, my life is fucked up, okay? It's funny that you listened to that story with Ash. And I'm going to go into that more so you guys really have a background of me. But that's really what tonight's call is about. It's going to be my story, and you may be like, okay, like when's like the climax of like you're over the hump. So just listen to the story part, and it's going to come full circle literally at the end of the call. So I just really want to paint the picture of how shitty my life was when I started coaching, because it was shitty. So I will be, it's my 2-year anniversary in August, actually, which is really, really exciting. So 2 years ago, if you would have told me that I was going to quit my job as a full-time nurse and do this full-time, I would have laughed in your face. I did not want to quit my job at the time. And it just still amazes me today that, I'm doing this full time as of April. So can you hear me okay? Because my dryer's running. Okay, cool. Why I started that shit before this, couldn't tell you, but I did. So 2 years ago, well, I'll start off with this. I played soccer since I was 2 years old. I played in college. I tried out on a semi-pro team here, the women's, Lancers, whenever that was, back when I was 19, 20 years old. And fitness had always been something super important to my life. And so I went to CrossFit classes. I went to the boot camps because they were in person and I needed that community feeling. I had always been into health and fitness. My parents are huge avid workout people. So was my sister. I just grew up with it. So one day, and I was married 2 years ago, this time I was married, and I was laying on the couch and I had enough. I just was miserable. I didn't realize how awful my life was at the time. I didn't realize how awful of a person I was, a friend, a wife. I was awful. And I was laying there scrolling Facebook with my double chin, and I'm just like laying on the couch, and I seen my now coach's post. And she had posted in her cell block basement at the time. She was living in Maryland, but she was originally, like what Amy said, from Rochester. And she had posted about how she was going to take selfies and she gets paid to do it. She left teaching and she couldn't imagine her life any other way. And at the time I was just like, what the hell? Like, I literally post boomerangs on Instagram. I do, like, Snapchat was huge 2 years ago. So I was like, I do Snapchat, like I do that stuff. Why can't I take pictures and get paid to do it and work out? Like, I love to do that, right? So I never even posted on Facebook. I don't even know what made me do it, but I said, I wish that I could take selfies and be a stay-at-home dog mom and get paid to do it. Literally within like 10 minutes, she reached out to me and said, girlfriend, I literally LOL'd at your post on Facebook. You can get paid to take pictures and work out. There's a little bit more involved, but it's totally doable. If you want, I can send you more information. So it's funny, a few weeks, like 3 weeks ago, I went and visited her for the weekend, and I pulled back when her and I were talking back and forth, and I was like the most annoying customer ever. I was like, well, I've heard of it before, but I don't want to sweat on my own carpet. Like, that's really gross to me. The nurse in me was like, I'm all set with that. Even though I was going to World's Gym and like there was weave all over the floor. Like, what was the alternative? Like, my house is way cleaner than World's Gym. But I was like, no, girlfriend, like, I don't think I want to sweat at home. Like, I'm going to still go to my shitty gym. And she's like, okay. So then I realized that my girlfriend at the time, one of my friends, she had signed up with Ashley. So she said, my nickname's Mishy. It's so weird because like people call me Michelle in the Beachbody world, but like nobody in my real life calls me Michelle. It's Mishy. So she's like, Mishy, Ashley is my coach. You should totally sign up with her, and like we'll sign up with me, and then we can do it together. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So I signed up with my friend at the time, and then quickly after, she ended up quitting. So I was just grandfathered into being Ashley's coach. So that's how I got signed up with Ashley. She actually took me and my friend out to lunch that day. So I said, my friend Ashley's going to sign up with you, just so happens to be your name. And I figured I'd go out to lunch with you guys because I was cheap as hell. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to get a free lunch out of this. Yeah. But the thing is that when I met Ashley, she just had belief that I never knew existed. I didn't have belief in myself back then. And it was something that I craved. Her attraction of belief, I craved that. And it's so hysterical to like talk to her about it now, but you know, she was living in Canandaigua, which is like a posher neighborhood of like the Rochester area, in this beautiful apartment. And I'm like, oh my God, this bitch is making mad money and I'm slaving as a nurse. And she's taking pictures of herself and getting paid to do it. Little did I know she was barely making $300 a week, but she talked and did the walk that she was just as successful as she truly is today, you know, earning $5,000-$6,000 a week, as she was 2 years ago, making $300. So I then went all in the business, right? I was hitting Success Club 50, 60 in the beginning of being a baby coach. All she told me to do was hit Success Club, find people to do it with you. And I'm like, okay, that's not like no brainer, no big deal. And I didn't have the comparison because I didn't know other top coaches. Like, yes, I followed like Amy Silverman and Haley Christian, but it wasn't ever like a comparison thing because they were never directly on, like, they're not part of our team, right? They're not part of Team Elevate. So it didn't feel like a comparison thing. And also they weren't always, in our team pages and yada, yada, yada. So for the first 3 months, so September, October, November, December, I went all in on this business. I did 21 Day Fix my first round, and I lost 10 pounds. And mind you, my first 21 days, I didn't drink at all. I went completely sober for the 21 Day Fix. And you guys, I'm not kidding. That's when I woke the fuck up and said, holy shit, my life is a mess. And I was truly masking how horrible my marriage was. Not only was it just not healthy, but it was abusive. It had drugs and alcohol involved in it, and it just wasn't safe. So after a month of being in the business, basically, after my first round of 21 Day Fix, I looked around and I said, I never got married to be this unhappy and to be this miserable and to be a miserable person, let alone be physically abused in it. And so I packed my shit and I got an apartment downtown Rochester by myself. I didn't tell any of my family. My family, literally, I told them a year after I actually moved out of my house because I was scared of what everybody thought. So I was trying to run this business, be a full-time nurse. I had I have 2 dogs. So I was paying a mortgage and rent and trying to do this business and trying to make sure that my job as a nurse, like, I didn't lose that, because what else did I have? I didn't see this business as what it could be. And so I moved out. But like I said, you would have never known that my life was as shitty as what it was because I was still hitting Success Club. I seemed happy, joyful. I was making decent money with commission because I was hitting Success Club freaking whatever. It was so high. But I was easily becoming burnt out, right? So right around the time that I started getting burnt out from reaching out to all of my warm market, just pouring way too much into what the commission side of this business is, Ashley signed Kate Schultz. So I don't know, she was Kate Morgan back, almost a year and a half ago. But she's one of my good friends today. But when she signed her, it took me a few months to hit diamond, which is fine. We all have our own pace. But literally, Kate hit diamond in like 30 days. She hit 2-star in like a month and a half. She hit elite within 6 months of this business. She quit her job 7 months into this business. And I quickly started the comparison game. And let me tell you, if you want to shoot yourself in the foot, that is a great way to really fuck up your business. Because you guys, I went from making almost $1,000 weeks to barely making $200 to then barely hitting Success Club to barely wanting to do this business. And that's when around June, I looked at my life and said, okay, still not happy. I'm happy that, I'm alive. I'm happy that I'm not drinking as much, because I was never mean, but drinking was a mask of my issues because I didn't know how else to cope. Working out can only do so much, right? So I looked at my life and I said, I'm going to move. So I told my parents that my husband and I relationship wasn't really great and I needed to leave. Mind you also, I had a nice 15 to 7, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like, we'll say 16. It was about $16,000 in credit card debt that my husband wasn't paying, and I had no clue that it was even a thing. Strip joints, things like that I had no clue behind my back of what was happening. And I left him with the house, and I took all of our credit card debt and moved to North Carolina. And I said, I'm going to pay this off and figure my ish out. So I moved to North Carolina a year ago, actually last month. So in June June 11th, I moved. I moved to North Carolina, and I was living with my third discount coach that I ever signed up. I thought she was my first discount coach, but I relooked. She was the third discount coach that I ever signed up. And thank the Lord she's on my weak leg. Like, praise God, he was with me that day that I put her on that leg. But at the time, she wasn't working this business. She knew that my life was a mess, and all she knew was that I needed to save money, pay this debt off, and figure my shit out. So she and her husband welcomed me with open arms, and I moved in with them. So that was June. So I still, was hitting Success Club June, July, and in August. September came around, and I told Tabitha, and I said, I don't know if I want to do this business anymore. So how long ago was September? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So, wow, it's been a while. Holy shit. Okay. So in September, I looked at her and I said, I don't think I'm going to do this business anymore. I think I'm going to quit. I'm going to put my coach cancellation form in. And she looked at me and said, well, why? Like, what is your alternative? Like, what do you think that you're going to do instead? And I said, I don't know. I'm not as successful as Kate is. I'm not successful as the new coaches that she signed up. I'm nothing compared to, I've been at Diamond for a year. Like, am I ever going to go anywhere? And so she said, well, just think about it. We had a wedding coming up. I was in her sister-in-law's wedding. And that's how I actually found out that they, could take me in as like this literally poor person at the time. And so we went to the wedding, and I met my now boyfriend. Mind you, during the summertime, I did finally break things off with my husband. I started the divorce process because I really was living alone for a decent amount of time. And so in September, I met my now boyfriend. I didn't know at the time, but he was in the wedding too. And so we started asking about Beachbody, and he goes, wow, this is something that you sound like you could do full time. Like, this could be a full-time business for you. And I'm like, yeah, it works for a lot of people. And he goes, wow, that's amazing. Like, that's so awesome that you can do that. And that weekend when I went back to North Carolina, I thought about what he said, and I'm like, wow, this really is an amazing opportunity. And so I didn't put in my coach cancellation form, obviously, because I'm talking to all of you guys here tonight. But what's crazy, why does everybody have to, I swear to God, if I could have $1 for every time people are like, oh, what the fuck is Michelle up to? Let's text her. Like, no, I can't answer you. So, fuck, I lost my train of thought. I promise you guys this is coming full circle. Okay, so I said to her, I'm not going to quit. I came back from the wedding. I'm not going to quit. It's balls to the wall again. It's time to start hitting high Success Club numbers again. And you guys, this business is not hard. We easily overcomplicate it. And I know Amy can sit here and is anybody else a nurse on this call or no? Okay, so Leah, fuck our lives, right? So you know what's hard? Nursing school. You know what's hard? Reading a med wrong at 3 a.m. and killing somebody. That's hard. This business is not hard. You get to drink a shake that tastes really good. You get to do workouts to make you look hot as hell. You get to read personal development that makes you feel like a badass. And you get to share it on social media and get paid for it. That is this job. That is not hard, but it's extremely easy to overcomplicate. So what I had to do the end of September when I got my head out of my ass was, how was I successful when I first started? I went to my Instagram and I unfollowed every single Beachbody coach that you could possibly think of, besides the ones that actually gave me inspiration. I really started digging deep into personal development, and Rachel Hollis said this: yes, success leaves clues, because that's what would kill me too. When people said, oh, this group chat, hold on. I'm going to try to see if I can get this. So here's the thing. My boyfriend has a baby. We found out a few months ago that he has a baby. So yeah. So real fucking sharp right turn. Okay. So everybody's obsessed with this child, and I love him as well. But I'm in this group chat with the grandparents, and okay, No more. No more text. That's what I'm saying. No more texting. It's blowing up my computer and I'm on a call and I don't know how to turn it off. They love me and they love this business, so they'll understand. But like, you guys, the baby thing's got to chill for a second. So I went back to, okay, how was I super successful in the beginning? And it was waking up early and it was doing the things. Have you heard people say, I'm just doing the things, and then I made a decision? And you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Like, I'm making a decision to do this business and I'm not successful. So what do I need to be doing? What's the specific thing that you're doing that I'm not successful with this business? And here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to give you the answer of what the decision is. The decision is, I'm going to decide to wake up 3 hours earlier before I have to go to work because I know that I can be successful with this business. So September, I started waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning again. Did it suck ass? Yes. It was even worse because I was a home care nurse at the time. So I had all of my inner city patients calling me at the ass crack of dawn, wondering when I'm going to be there. Can they get pain meds? Where's so-and-so? So I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, hustling my business until 8 a.m. and fitting my workout in there because I knew from 8 to 1 p.m. was my nursing job, and I was a travel nurse down there. So I knew 8 to 1 I had to do nursing, but I knew that I had to wake up 4 hours earlier so that when I came home at 1, I could chart as much as possible that, God forbid, if I ever go into court, I'll know what the hell I was doing. And to, keep people safe, but also, okay, because then after 1 o'clock, I'll be done by 3. So then I can then work my business for the rest of the night. And I hustled like that for 6 months. So I was able to quit my job. So I'm not saying tomorrow, set your alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning and, start this business off right. What I'm saying is you really need to look at your schedule and really need to say, what do I want out of this business? Do I want to make a 6-figure income? Or am I okay with making, $50 to $200 a week? And based on your decision, that's when you have to decide, are you going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning? Or can you wake up at 6? Or can you, if you're not a morning person and that doesn't work for you, you fit it in at the end of the night. It's up to you on how you decide, how you make the decision of how you're successful in this business. But you just have to really sit back and look at it. Because I want to ask, I know I can't see Allie because she's like blocked, but the 3 of you that I can see, if you were to sign up, well, let me ask you this, like how many of you would love to sign like 10 coaches this week? And I do this on the calls every time, and I love it. Now, honestly ask yourself this. If you were to sign 10 coaches this week, would you honestly even know what to do with 10 coaches? Like, would you be able to give 10 coaches the amount of time that they deserve and need in order to be successful in this business? Probably the answer is like, never mind. I would take like 1 or 2, maybe. I can look at you right now and say, I just signed 3 coaches today. And I'm shitting my pants because I'm like, okay, I have to schedule one-on-one calls with them. I have to make sure I sent them the welcome email packet. I have to make sure that they know about Success Starter. I need to see who their 5 people are. I need to put them into the team pages. And mind you, I do this full time now. And I felt like today flew by because of signing 3 coaches today. I could not imagine having to sign 3 coaches, going to work full time, coming home and trying to see my boyfriend, see my family, make sure the dogs go out to the bathroom, and make sure that these coaches get the love and like attention that they deserve and need in this business, not only so they can be successful, but they help you bring success too, right? So if you're not giving them that, it's a foundation built on sand. They won't stay, and it won't be successful. for any of you guys. So I love saying, I love doing that, just because you always have to see where you are at in this business. Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? And if your weaknesses is like leadership or stupid Canva, like Ashley will tell you, I always say to her, like, I just feel like, what do I have to say to teams? Like, I'm not a million-star diamond yet. Like, you know, I feel like I'm not special. And she goes, Michelle, your simplicity is what makes you so amazing in this business. Because the thing is, like I said, we can overcomplicate this business. If you're spending over an hour on Canva making pretty pictures, that does not bring you business. Like, that is not a business building activity. So that's why, like, today I don't have a PowerPoint for you. You're stuck looking at my greasy hot face, but it's the simplicity that runs this business. Back 2 years ago, I mean, we were all taking pictures in a dark room like this and posting them with no Amy Rada filters, like no filters like that. We were just raw and real. And that's what I always have to come back to is, am I being real? Am I being raw? Am I being transparent? And am I being relatable? Because the thing is that if you're not being those things, it's way harder to be successful. And it's crazy to think that I quit, I almost quit in September, because my third discount coach, Tabitha, my roommate, in December looked at me and said, I want to do this business. And I said, what? And she goes, Jared wants to do it too. And I'm like, wait, what? And she goes, no, seriously, we want to do this business. And what's great is that they already own their own business. So I've been able to see, like, be around a mindset of an entrepreneur. So they know what it takes to run a business and be successful. And she said, him and I are already doing the workouts. We've never missed a shake out of the year that she had been a coach. And she's like, so we just figured, we see what you're doing. We could both do that. Why are we not doing this business? So she hit diamond in 6 weeks. He's almost to diamond. Like I said, thank God that they're on my weak leg. And it's so funny, her and I joke about it, today, but from December she was my first true running coach, not just, dabbling in the business. She was a runner. And not only have I just, helped her gain that momentum, but now because of her, all of my coaches that were the walking coaches in the background are now running. And now we're running. We're literally 33 coaches away from 5-star. A 5-star team. Like, elite is totally doable. We're all and for you guys too, we're only halfway into the year. Like, that is so amazing. So you don't discount yourself at all, because every single one of you guys play a role in being elite. It's not just, Amy. It's not just whoever your personally sponsored coach is. Elite is a huge team effort, because if Amy doesn't hit Success Club, but you do, you only get 1 point. But if Amy hits Success Club and you do, you guys, the team gets 2 elite points. So it always is based around a team. And so that's basically like my roundabout moment, is that this business is such a team effort. And when you start sheltering yourself off and hiding and comparing and being by yourself and not leaning into the team and learning from them, that is when your momentum and business will really slow down. But when you lean into the coaches that are successful on your team and reaching out to them and just saying, like, hey, do you want to jump on a power hour together? Or, hey, I seen you post something on Instagram, like, can you send that to me on Canva? Always be willing. And, whoever is watching the replay of this, and like, if you're one of the running coaches, don't hide what you do. Share that with people, because that's what makes you relatable. If you're the coach that, I asked her, what if I could have that PowerPoint to share with my challenge group? She told me no. Like, you will be hated. Not that that's, I'm not preaching that, but I'm just saying, like, have humility in this business too. Because like, for me, I know that I suck at Canva. I even bought the premium, and I'm still I don't know what I'm doing with it. But I'll reach out to my success partner who's on Kate's team, her name is Michaela. And I'm like, Michaela, I seen what you made for that morning meltdown 100. Can you send it to me on Canva for editable so I can change it to make it look like my stuff? No problem. Sending it to you now. And like, she literally emailed it to me while, because of my stupid notifications, I can see it. And that's the team, right? That's what we're all striving for. Because the thing is, even though Amy and I are nurses, we're totally different. So who's attracted to Amy isn't attracted to me, and who's attracted to me isn't attracted to Amy or Leah. So you all have your own niches. So embrace those. Embrace your awkwardness, your weirdness, and that's how you will be successful. And I'm just gonna end with this, and then I'm always open to like questions. I love like interactive stuff, anyways. But if you didn't know this, Michaela actually did a call on my team a few weeks ago, and she broke down the income progression of what the median income holder was for a 1-star diamond last year. And it was $156,000 for a 1-star diamond. Like, I'd be fine with $156,000 a year. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm trying to think what a diamond coach median was maybe like 80 grand, because I remember it was close to like what I was making as a travel nurse. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, so don't think because you are not a star diamond, 5-star diamond, 10-star diamond, yes, do they get those bonuses? And that's amazing. Of course it is. But at the end of the day, I want to wake up happy and loving what I'm doing. And I will wake up as a 1-star diamond for the rest of my life if that means that I make $156,000 a year. And some years would be even more, right? Because of, if your commission is higher that year. So just don't discredit whatever rank you are in this business, because you matter and you can be successful with this business. And that's all I have to say to you guys.
And that's all. I love it. Oh my gosh. I took so many little notes. I just got to be real and tell you that I totally, went into a funk. I went to leadership, came back from leadership, felt like on fire. Like, I went to leadership, realized that everybody's human, all of these leaders, like nobody's like special. Mm-hmm. I can be successful and all this stuff. And then, you know what it was, is that the next month we went on the cruise. And then I went on the cruise, and I don't know why it was the cruise at the comparison game. Like, it wasn't on the cruise, but it was like I came home from it. And like, I saw Ashley, I saw Kate, I saw all these coaches like in real life. And I didn't even realize that I had them on a pedestal until like I was like in their presence, and I don't know why it happens. I don't know why it exists, but imposter syndrome just like took over me. And I only now, like this month, June was like, I went into June being like, I don't even freaking care how I do it, but I'm going to like impact 30 lives. Like, I turned 30 in June. So I was like, I'm changing 30 lives. I don't care how I do it, but I'm doing it. And this is just the power of what you're pointing out about. It doesn't matter what team you're on. This is the community. Like, I listen to Kate's calls, Ashley's calls, whoever's calls, like every single freaking week. They have been my mentors for the last year and a half, and they didn't even know it. And it was from, Kate, like, talking about getting back to just like helping people and getting beyond the challenge pack and getting creative and meeting people where they were at. And I felt like that was a game changer for me, that mindset shift. That was like the start of me coming out of this funk that I was in, was getting back to what made me joyful about this business. Mm-hmm. And it all came from the fact that like, just knowing that if someone didn't reach out to me, if this wasn't presented to me, and if someone didn't work with me and go, meet me where I was at, then I wouldn't be here, because I was so skeptical and I was so like nervous to do this. Like, it was so outside my comfort zone. So if my coach didn't take the patience and time to like let me ask a million questions and come back to her, like, you know, in a few weeks, like to join, like, then I wouldn't be here. So I really like just hear everything you're saying. And I feel like it's so important because we all get to these dark moments. Like, and it'd be so stupid to try and hide that from any coach. Like, it's so stupid to hide the fact that we don't think about quitting, or, you know, that we get into funks, or that we, you know, like, that is the, honestly, like, it fucking sucks, but it's the beauty of this business. Like, if I was just working as a nurse, like, I would just be miserable as a nurse. Like, I just had a girl text me today asking me about Thompson, or the hospital that I went to. And she's like, you know, because she is still at Strong in her same job that she was when I worked with her like 2-3 years ago. And she's just like stuck in the same spot, you know, because she hasn't been forced out of her comfort zone. And that's the thing that I realized, is that if I didn't join this community, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be forced to face my insecurity. Imposter syndrome, it sucks that it happened, but it made me realize that I still have a lot of baggage to deal with. And like, getting through that baggage is going to make me a better leader. It's going to make me a better coach. And it's going to make me, you know, get better at having conversations with people, because I'm going to, you know, I'm getting the stick out of my ass and realizing, like, you know, that I'm trying almost to push a solution onto people when they're not ready for it.
Right. Well, and I love that Leah said, she's like, I need to find, like, that's what she needed right now, is that she needs to find her love in this business again. And that's the thing, like, I feel because of when I almost quit, my love always is changing, because that imposter syndrome or that comparison always like seems to creep up. And like this month I hit Success Club 20, or June hit Success Club 24, like one of the highest months I've had in a while. And even yesterday I'm like, well, geez, you know, Kate came out with that t-shirt line. Do I need to like make t-shirts now?
No.
And my boyfriend looked at me and was like, what? He's like, you're making t-shirts. Like, no. Like, he's like, you, and it's funny, and I'm actually excited to see her at Summit and to tell her, because she knows how I am, and so does Ashley. But I'm always like, do I need to do that? Do I need to like start using really pastel-y colors, and like then I'll be even more successful? And then I'm like, the me's of the world, they don't want a t-shirt. And number one, like, that's not my niche either. Us nurses, we like pens, we like cups, we like headbands. Like, if I was gonna make anything, it would be one of those. It wouldn't be like a t-shirt, you know? So it's just so funny that, you know, it just starts to creep back up in your life a little bit. And that's when you have to really like ground yourself and say, okay, I'm not making t-shirts. I did a really good job this month. How can I be even better next month? By, you know, being yourself. That's the answer, is being yourself. So, oh, what did Leah say? Let me read her thing. Yes, I love that. Good. I'm glad that it pushed you out of your comfort zone again. And you know, that's why I tell you guys, like, if it takes you to start waking up at the ass crack of dawn to get your invites in, I get my invites in right in the beginning. I'm going to, like, a lot of people say, well, how's your inviting process look like? Mine is to get it done as fast as effing possible, because I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate inviting. I hate it. And, you know, I'm trying to embrace it and like really like switch my mindset about it. But the thing is, I don't like doing it because it's just tedious. Like, that's why I pay Jumper Media to do my following and unfollowing, because I don't like it. And I would rather, like what Leah just said, I would rather dance and make Triller videos and spend extra time doing that and shaking my ass around, because the other Michelles, that's what they love to see on Instagram. And I don't care to go find them. Like, I want to pay somebody else to make it simple for me. And so that's the beauty about this business, that we can do it so differently. But so I made sure when I was hustling those 6 months, and even like now, because I feel myself getting comfortable, especially being full-time with this business, because you can sleep in, you don't have a boss to get to. I started waking up early again, and I'm right, like I go to the bathroom, I get my nurse crack and I sit down, and then I scroll as far as I possibly can. Today I was at like 46 weeks ago. And holy shit, I missed so many people like 46 weeks ago, and 46 weeks ago, so many people that I forgot to follow back up with. So I literally just treated it like it was a blank message again. And I was like, hey girl, I don't know if you've seen my last message, but I'm enrolling for a brand new workout program that came out literally today. Do you want to do it with me? Send me your email and I'll send you all the information about it. And now, like, that's what I did last month. And that's how I hit Success Club 24. It was because I re-followed up with the people that I literally forgot about 46 weeks ago. But it takes me to get up early in the morning to get that done, because it's almost like I like to wake up early to work out early, because I feel like it tricks my brain into what I'm about to put my body through, because it's hell, because I've been doing the 80-day obsession. And that's really what's helped me be successful. And that just leaded me into the other thing is, if you're not 100% in a fitness program or your nutrition program, people can see that. If you haven't gotten results in a while, you need to get results. Like, that's the hard part about this business is, you know, what you're putting into your mouth and not stress eating and everything like that. But you need to be following a program and you need to get results with it, regardless if it's, you know, losing 100 pounds. Like, that would be great. Cool. You know, if that's what you need to do, but you can talk about the mental, like, happiness journey too, because when you go all in on your business, and that's when I started 80-day obsession before I moved back home. And that's really been the driving change in, you know, my business, is truly committing to another program, because that's what I did with 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme, and then Lift 4. And then I stopped. And I didn't have any results anymore. I was using the same pictures over and over again. And that 80-day obsession changed my business. So just ask yourselves, like, later tonight, am I really all in on my nutrition? Or when I come back from Summit, I'm going all the fuck in on this 100-day commitment program, getting results and driving my business forward.
Right. Yeah. I heard, I'm listening to Own Your Everyday by Jordan Dooley, and like, actually, yeah, I think it was in there, like, where she talked about how we become, when we feel insecure, like, when we become passive. And I felt like that's so freaking true, because it's like, when you are distracted by all of the things, so like comparison game, and like you're comparing yourself to everyone, like you're spreading your attention so thin that you almost, like, you go numb. You turn to things that numb you out. So drinking, sleeping in, like, you know, just all of the things, like scrolling is a mindless thing. Like, and I was like, oh my God, that's it. Like, because I was having such a hard time, like, getting up early. Like, how the hell, when I worked full time, did I get up at 4 or 3:30, like, consistently, like, with, like, clockwork? And now I'm full time, and it's like, it's so hard for me to even get up at 5 a.m. And it's like, that's it though. It's like, because I'm focusing on all of the things that don't matter. What I need to focus on is myself. Like, I need to focus on my journey, on, like, my joy, and just fueling that, because that's what attracts people through your social media, through your stories and all of that. Like, and so, yeah, I agree. And yeah, you have to have the courage though to, like, look yourself in the mirror. Like, that's the thing though. Like, it takes courage. And like, it's either you choose to see that gift of this business, and because it forces you to do that, or else you're never going to move forward. But it's going to keep coming up, because you have to think, this is the way I think about it, is like, every time that you take a step forward up into a new level, like you're rising up, for that brief period of time when you first enter into it, you're exposed, you're vulnerable. And that's when, like, your ego and, like, your insecurities, like, that's why I feel like it's always going to be like this. You're always going to have these really highs, and like, you're going to start to go down again, because you're kind of working your way back up to that next step. So you have to know and prepare. Like, it's not a sign that you need to quit. It's a sign that you need to level up again. you know, but maybe it might be in a different area this time. You know, you have to like feel it out and like figure it out, you know?
Oh, I love that. It's time. It's not a time to quit. It's a time to level up. That's so true.
I
That's
mean,
so true.
yeah, that's how I'm trying to think
I
about it.
a few weeks ago I had Colleen Curtis on my call. She's her upline is Keith Callahan, and she's been in this business for 6 years, and she's been oh, my boyfriend's at the door and I locked him out.
Oh, shoot.
And she got on this call, like on the call, and she just was like, you know, you need to find, if you haven't read Built to Last, I strongly suggest it. It's so good. I do like the listening on it or whatever, but she was saying, you know, you got to build deep, and you only have to find 5 people, because those 5, you know, 5 runners, because those 5 runners will each find their own 5 runners. And she's like, and that's how I was able to build a 6-figure business in 2 years. She goes, I didn't care about the flashy things. She's like, and I was right in with like Bonnie Engel. And she's like, her and I were like success partners. We were doing the things. She's like, and she took off in another direction because, and that's okay. Like Ashley is very driven on, you know, top 10 and the shiny things. Whereas me, I don't really care about that, because I've already had, you know, great money as a nurse and a travel nurse and all of that, like really fun stuff. Like, you know, I tried out for the semi-pro team. Like I went to Spain and I played there. Like I've already had that in my life. I want to be able to wake up and like go across the street and go on my paddleboard, because I don't have to go to work, because I make, you know, a 6-figure income, even 80 grand, you know, like I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. And so she really taught me to think about the building deep and finding your 5 people and really mentoring those 5 people. And that's why she always says, if I only hit Success Club 6, she goes, I will make those 3 people have the best damn experience that they've ever had. And they will be diamonds so fast. And they just keep building deep, and my income drives up. And I'm like, I love that. I want other people to be that successful with, you know, this business. Mm-hmm. So that's something to think about too. Like, if recognition doesn't drive any of you on this call, just know that, you know, like I said, a 1-star diamond median last year was $156,000 a year. And that's pretty freaking cushy and comfortable. So just something to think about. Find your 5 people.
Well, yeah, and pay attention to what drives you. That's so key. It really is. But I think that's a good note to end on. It's just, this is a community business. It is a relationship business. And I think we forget that. When I was just talking about it today with Allie, like, you know, it's like the success, the diamond, the star diamond, all that's gonna come if you just focus on those relationships. You know, like if you just focus on like June, like you said, Michelle, like June was my best month I've ever had. And like thinking about it today, it's like, okay, why was it? Because all I did was focus on showing, you know, like basically harnessing my joy every single day, and like just having great conversations and not taking no's, like, and internalizing them, like just move it, you know, just flow, and like leaning into my coaches and leaning into, you know, reaching out to them, seeing how I could support them, showing up in my challenge group every day, commenting on every single person's thing because they deserve that, you know, like doing those little things that are so easy not to do, you know, that, but are also easy to do. Are they take a little bit more time? Yes. But it's like, that's what I feel is really, you know, building that community, making it tight knit, and really like lifting everybody up to see their full potential, because that's like, you just never know, man. You never know. Like, you paying attention to somebody and they might not get that in any other area of their life, you know? And that might be the thing that turns the light bulb on in their head. Like, dang, like maybe I could do what she does, you know? Like, so anyway, we could talk. I feel like.
Can we take a boomerang?
Yeah, let's do it.
And I just want to end on this. Everybody that's on the call, like, since speaking on more team calls lately, I always end with this. If and when you decide to go all in on Morning Meltdown 100, I want you to, at the end of the 100 days or whatever program you decide to go 100% in, is I want you to message me and tell me how your business has changed since realizing I need to, like what Amy said, I'm going to start saying that, is leveling up. Like, how are you going, like, how has it changed since you leveled up? Like, I always am so interested to see, because it's been really, really fun. So I just want to say that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So what are we doing?
Boomerang. And then I'll save this and send it to you too.
Oh,
Oh, good. You got your phone out. Never mind. It's okay. Do it, Amy. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I love it. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I hope that was helpful. Sorry, it was scatterbrained and text message galore, but
it was perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle.
okay. Bye, you guys.